Welcome everybody, thanks for joining me today for another draft of Aetherdrift. I'm Nico aka another MTG, trying to make the magic happen. So without further ado, let's draft. So give me a good rare. We have Seat of Arma. That's an okay rare for the start. It's a very good card, honestly. It has a good exhaust ability and it's a 2 mana for a 2/3. So if those colors are open, that's a very good pick. There's also a Stampeding Scurryfoot, which would be a very solid first pick, also engine red, but I think the Seat of Arma is just too good to pass on. Other than that, there's a Pit Automation, which is good. Leonin Surveyor, Right's End is also a very solid removal spell, so I'll still take the Seat of Arma, but I'm not going to force those colors. So let's just see. Second pick, Run Over, is definitely a very good removal spell. I do like that. There's also a Venom Cycler Gag, but I think the Run Over is just, I should prefer this over the Venom Cycler Gag. Uncommon wise, we have an Outpace Oblivion, which is very good. Guidelight Synergies is also a very strong card in the Artifacts deck. Whose Patrol is very good in the Golgari deck. But other than that here, Starting Column is also a good card to make mana of any color. But I'm happy with the Run Over, and let's see what is coming here in the next pack. So there's a Waxen Shape Thief. Not too fond of this rare actually. Nesting Body is a very good first one drop here. First good pick. But there's also a Spectral Interference, and I think that's just the best card here, common wise. Other than that, there's a Ripclaw Wrangler, Grim Javelineer. Pothole Mole is also very good. Not sure if I want to take the Pothole Mole or the Spectral Interference. I think maybe the Pothole Mole is even better, but let's just take the green cards, the playable green cards, as long as they are coming my way. So definitely opponent, the person next to me is also drafting green, or the person before that here, because everyone wants some of those good green cards, but I'm happy with those 3 cards. Actually, my first picks, I am happy with those. So let's just see what else is going to come our way. So that is okay. So now we have a Ranger's Aether Hive. That is very good actually. The Willow Rush Verge is good. Bestow Greatness is very good, and Venom Cycler Gag is really good. So wow. Don't know what to pick higher. There's a second Right's End that is very mentionable here. The Ranger's Aether Hive is just a very solid thing here, but I need to have some exhaust for that. So I think, to be honest, the Legag is the more playable card in my opinion here. Even though it is very good, and it can be crewed for 1. Wow, it's a tough decision here. But I think the Legag is just slightly better, so I'll take that here. And now we have another Run Over and a Beast Rider Vanguard. The last drafts I didn't have enough removal spells, so I'm happy to see a second Run Over here, and I definitely want to take that. Other than that, there's a Fuel the Flames. Voyager Quickweld is not too good here. Beast Rider Vanguard is also, actually it's a very good card, but the Run Over is just something I don't want to pass on here. So start is looking really solid. 2 Run Over, a Venom Cycler Gag, a Seat of Arma, and a Pothole Mole. Jumping on that green train as often as possible, because everybody knows in Aetherdrift that's just a very unbalanced color. It's very strong and definitely worth picking. Can't wait for the next cards to come here. We have a Rise from the Wreck. Not too sure if I want that, and we could potentially splash white here, but the pit automation is probably the thing that I want, because it has the ability pay 2, tap it, when you next activate an exhaust ability that isn't a mana ability this turn, copy it. You may choose new targets for the copy. So that's in any exhaust deck, that's actually good. So I think that's what I want to take here. Also a Rugged Highlands, but the rest from the rack is just for the graveyard deck. So and now we have a Lagorin. A Lagorin is a very, very good card. When it attacks while saddled, I can put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 mounts. So the Lagak is a mount actually. So that's something that I should be taking highly here. There's also a late stock up pick 7. So probably I'll just take the stock up over the Lagorin, because that would be on the splash, and stock up is just very, very good in any blue deck. It's one of the best blue uncommons here. So now a Thornwood Falls is coming my way. Also a trip up, but I think the Thornwood Falls is at the moment just the better choice for me, because it helps me play my two colors here consistently. There's a Dracosaur Auxiliary and a Pit Automation here, another one. Not sure if I really want that, so, but other than that, there's just nothing really interesting in here. So I'll take the Pit Automation here, put it in the sideboard for now, I think. So here we have a Howlers Heavy, then a Starting Column. I think the Starting Column is decent. Howlers Heavy is just also okay, because that is also a really solid combat trick. So I'll take that, but I'll put it here on the maybe pile. And here the Spectral Interference that I didn't take in the pack before is now coming back, and I'm super happy to see that actually. No one's playing red here, and now we also got the Willow Rush Verge, so it definitely feels like we are in the right colors here. So far I'm looking good. I have 2 removal spells, I have the Spectral Interference, I have the stock up, and actually that's very good here. So what's in the second pack? Hazard of the Dunes, River Churn Monument. This can mill people out, and I have been milled out with this deck. I said it before, I'll say it again. Ranger's Refuel is also very good. Probably the thing that I want, because of the exhaust ability. It's just too good here to pass on. Or Hazard of the Dunes, is it better? This is just a vehicle. For 4, I can make it a 4/4. Whenever I activate an exhaust ability, I can draw a card. And since we have some exhaust abilities so far, 1, 2, and also this. So if we find some more exhaust cards, then I'm very, very happy with this deck, I guess. And now there's a Bright Glass Gear Hulk. Wow. Also a Thundering Broodwagon, and that is just something that could be returned somehow, probably, maybe, possibly, not too sure here. Also a Slick Imitator, Keen Buccaneer, and I think the Keen Buccaneer is just a solid pick here, because it's an exhaust card. It fits my curve here. Definitely I am looking for some 2-drops, but I'm not gonna take the Guidelight Optimizer over the Keen Buccaneer. So that's just really good. If we need to splash, we might. And if there's some really, really good rares or some other cards coming my way that I'm very fond of, I will splash. Here, the Bree Beetle, for example, is maybe worth splashing. The Embalmed Ascendant is very good, actually, because it brings an extra body. So if I want to splash. Also, there's a spin out, that's to be noted. Very, very good card here. But it's double black, and if I'm only black on the splash, but this is black and white, so maybe I'll just pick the debris beetle. Sure, it's not the best thing, but you know, it's a 6/6 trample if it's screwed, so I'll just try that. Maybe splash black. This is coming on a maybe pile here. Okay, and now we have the Dredger's Insight. Also a Bestow Greatness, and I think actually the Bestow Greatness is just a very, very solid combat trick that I definitely want for my deck. So I'll take that. So far the deck is looking good, but I have drafted some very decent looking decks, and I still haven't got a ton of good success, to be honest, in Aetherdrift with those decks. There's a Vinvixed, Verbose Host, also a Migrating Catrodon, and I think especially looking at my curve here, the Migrating Catrodon is definitely the thing that I want to pick up here from this pack. It's very solid common, gains me 4 life, and it's a reach creature. Pack 2, pick 6. Wow, so Beast Rider Vanguard is actually very good. There's a Bleachbone Verge, and other than that, the artifacts, no one is drafting the artifact stack, like by the looks of it. But I'll take the Beast Rider Vanguard, since this helps me use my mana later on, and it's just a very good green card here. So green, 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 Simic, looking good. I have some exhaust, and there's another Ranger's Aether Hive. I didn't take the other one, so I am happy to see that returning. There's also a very late Gastel Thrill Seeker, but for me, the Ranger's Aether Hive is just exactly what my deck wants. Whenever I activate an exhaust ability, I can make a 1/1 Thopter. So that's very good here. Collision Course, Gearseeker Serpent, Hull Drifter. So maybe we could potentially splash white for removal, or what we did, splash black maybe. So this will come on this maybe black splash pile here. If we don't find enough good other cards, then this might be something worth taking here. Wow, this pack sucks. Nimble Thopterist, I guess, is what I'll take. It's not it's 2 bodies, but I'll put it here on the maybe pile. And the Bright Glass Gear Hulk, it got tabled. So for me, that's not the card that I want. Grim Javelineer is just okay. Slick Imitator, sure. I can copy any spell at max speed. I can copy target spell I control, sure. So now another Howler's Heavy. Think I'll take that here, put it in my sideboard. And now that's it for pack 1 and 2 here. I can't wait for pack 3. There's a Captain Howler. I don't need that. An Unswerving Sloth, Calornia, and a Right's End, but in my colors here is just Grim Bauble for the potential splash, Broken Wings, Pothole Mole. So I think I want the Grim Bauble over the Pothole Mole. This is definitely not the best pack here for me. The Calornia is actually a solid creature. I think I might take that over the Grim Bauble. So I have enough playable cards at the moment. With the splash, that's just something worth thinking about. There's a Coldstall Gear Hulk, but that's not what I want. Wild Roads, why, maybe I'll take that. But the second Bestow Greatness is definitely looking good, so I want that here, to be honest. I want the Bestow Greatness, and I think I drafted a very similar deck. And I thought I would go in for 7 wins with that, but then I got 1 win because the meta is just a little crazy. Here's a pick 3 run over, definitely what I want from this pack here. Other than that, there's a stock up. Also very good, but I am lacking removal, so I'm gladly taking the run over. Having 3 run over is very, very good. So Beast Rider Vanguard, and I think that's the card for me to take. But we already have 11 creatures, so I'm thinking maybe the Bestow Greatness, but we already have 2 of those, so probably the Vanguard is the better pick, just because it's a very solid 2-drop. I want to have a 2-drop definitely here to play, so I'll take that. And we have a Slick Imitator, but I'll take the Night Market, I think. There's also a Thunderhead Gunner, but I'm not splashing red at the moment. I am splashing black. I do believe that I'm splashing black, honestly, here for the Debris Beetle. It's just a solid card. It gains me 3 life, opponent loses 3 life, and then I have a vehicle on the board. That looks good. And the Intimidation Tactics is also a very, very good card here. I can cycle that later on if I don't need it. Now there's the choice between the Migrating Catrodon and the Jungle Hollow. I do have I'm tempted to take the Jungle Hollow, but the Migrating Catrodon has just more upside for me. And having 2 big things is definitely what I aim to have here. Now we have a Keen Buccaneer, second one, and also a Trip Up, and I think at the moment the Trip Up is actually what I prefer, because my deck has more interaction. So I think we can just start putting the Howler's Heavy away. There's a Silken Strength, and I am fond of that card. I'll take that gladly. Slick Imitator, not too sure if I really want to play that. Another Keen Buccaneer, so I'll take that. We are an exhaust deck, I guess. The Wild Roads, I'm not too sure if I really want to play that card. Air Response Unit. So I guess that's it here. Could have taken, well, Rakdos was very, very open, but I think we are, is this card actually worth splashing? The Debris Beetle, Thunderhead Gunner also here. We could play maybe 1 copy if we're able to splash red. If we're able, because we have the Night Market. We have no other uses. We have no other mana sources that can create multicolored mana. So we had the Night Market, and then I have to choose a color for that. So I think if we want to splash, then just for the Debris Beetle. And to be honest, I have 13 creatures, so I think I'll try the splash here, because it's just a black mana source. So what's the least good card here? I think the Pothole Mole just doesn't have that much value in my deck here, so given the creature count, 13 creatures, and how many vehicles? 3. I'd rather do I want to take out the Pit Automation? This is just solid. Slick Imitator, I think that can go, or the Nimble Thopterist. I'll put out the Nimble Thopterist, even if it's two bodies. And here I'll put out the Slick Imitator, and also probably the. So this is good. This helps me. So just the Intimidation Tactics. I can cycle it if it's in my hand. So land wise, we are at 17 lands. That's 3 swamps. Not sure if I want that here. Maybe we can just get away with 2 swamps and put another island in here. So 2 swamps, and the Night Market is 3 mana sources for black mana. And now we still have to cut 1 card, and I'm not too sure which one it should be here. So I do like the runovers. I think let's just cut the Pothole Mole. and give this deck a shot like this. If you like my video, you can show some love by hitting that like or subscribe button. It helps me out to grow and make more videos like this. I'd appreciate it. Okay, that is like, I think with the intimidation tactics, that's a solid start. I can live with that. Can't cast anything, but we can make our opponent not cast anything as well here. So Grim Bauble, Chitting Gravestalker. The Achik is something I don't want my opponent to be able to cast here. So that in the exile is a very nice thing for me. Opponent plays a Jungle Hollow, and now I'll play the island and just wait. Opponent here has the Chitting Gravestalker, has the Grim Bauble, so I'll play a forest and pass the turn. Opponent cycles the Chitting Gravestalker, draws a card, and if they wanna play a good creature here, I'm definitely fond of interfering with that, using my Spectral Interference. So let's just hope they have something good that I want to get rid of. And then for me, it's I could use some creatures here. So opponent plays a Pothole Mole. Do I want to counter that? At the moment, it's probably the best thing because this just gains me time. So, okay, we're really solid at drawing lands. Definitely not too fond of it, but I am good at it. The way it seems. Grim Javelineer. Alright. Sure, that resolves my turn here. Now we drew a Keen Buccaneer. That's very good, and I think I'll just run over the Grim Javelineer. Sure, or do I want a Silken Strength and surprise the opponent? Not sure. Let's just pass the turn. Those are both, I can cast those at instant speed, so I don't have to decide now. And here I'll just... So I'll run over the... No, I'll just take the 3 damage, or I'll draw a card. I'll exhaust it. Exhaust it, draw a card, discard a card, and I'm not going to block. I am fond of my Keen Buccaneer. Going down to 16 life, opponent casts a Sahur, and that is probably worth whenever a non-token creature you control dies, create a tapped token. So that's what I want to run over for sure. Sahur should go away, please. And I can go in for 3 with Vigilance. So I can also trip up anything the opponent casts next turn. Alright. Playing a risky shortcut, drawing 2 cards, sure. We both lose 2 life. They are at speed 2, so they are some start your engines graveyard combination here. They are attacking. And I think, do I want to block? No, I'll still not block here. Or do I... They could have some combat tricks. I'm not sure if I really want to block. It's too risky. No blocks here. Passing to damage. Do I want a Silken Strength? Just to get my Buccaneer. Make it a little bigger here. So now it's a 4/6. That's very good actually. My turn. Okay, Pit Automation. I'll play that, sure. I can, so whenever you next activate an exhaust ability that isn't a mana ability, this turn copy it. You may choose new targets for the copy. I'll attack with the Keen Buccaneer. Going in for 4 damage. I am happy and fond of my blocker here. And I do have a trip up I'm able to cast if my opponent has something really annoying here. Mutant Surveyor, sure. That resolves, I guess. Passing to attackers, I'll block with the Pit Automation. Or do yeah, I'll block here. Passing to damage. 1, 2, 3. So now I'll just trip up the Mutant Surveyor, I guess. So I can go in for 4 more damage next turn. Opponent has the upper hand with life-wise, but I think... Do they have something here? What can they do? They're in... They're in black, green and white, so... Okay, oh now there's a Migrating Catrodon. I am happy with that draw. Going in for 4 damage. Opponent goes down to 8 life. I am playing my Migrating Catrodon. Gaining 4 life, having a solid blocker, and that's it. That was a good start here. I was starting to get so frustrated because my last drafts were very, very disappointing actually. Like, you know, I'm not going to be happy too early because this game is not over yet. But I will. They could spin out my Catrodon, they could whatever do. Rim bobbling something here. Okay. So I'm not going to block anyway. So maybe they have they might have some combat trick, but I'll need to risk it because if I don't risk it, I will never know. Maximum Overdrive. Yes, they have that. That's fine for me. Right, and wow, that was just turning around the game here in one turn. I'll keep my hand here. Okay, that's what I was saying. They splashed white for the right hand, and here is a Gaunty. Whenever a player casts a spell they don't own, the player creates a treasure token. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to one of your opponents, its controller looks at the top card of that opponent's library and exiles it face down. Drew the second Catrodon, which is a good draw here, so I am happy with that. So whenever they deal the combat damage, they can cast my the card that is in my library, the card on top of my library. Sure. Right hand, come on, that's just annoying here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 8 damage that are directed at me. 2 cards for them. I can't even look at those cards. Ranger's Refueler, sure. I think that's just it here. Bestow Greatness, not what I need, so that's what I was talking about. I cannot be happy too early. Let's play another one. Okay. Seeds of Armor, Legak in my starting hand. Intimidation Tactics, sure. Okay, I'll keep that. Thornwood falls. Gaining a life, passing the turn. Opponent draws a card, plays a swamp, plays an Engine Rat. I'll play my island and my, I guess my Legak here. Opponent is in Golgari, no blocks. So I can go in for 2 damage, I guess. And now I can Sita Varma here. Okay. I could have saddled it, but it wouldn't have made a difference. Okay, opponent plays a swamp. Definitely I am missing a land, and I do want a land. Please. Magic gods, please give me a land. Mutant Surveyor, sure. I want to run that over because I don't like that here. Opponent passes the turn. I drew a land, which I am very, very fond of. Run over the Mutant Surveyor here. And now I'll attack with the Legak here. Sure, I guess that's a fair trade. Passing the turn, I can cycle one of those cards. I think I'll cycle a Migrating Catrodon, maybe just the Trip Up, not sure. Wreckage, Wicked Folk. I will cycle the Trip Up here. Sure. Draw a card, that's a 4th land. 2 more lands to play one of those cards here. I can exhaust this. Ooh, another Engine Rat. That sucks. I like to play the Beast Rider Vanguard. Not attacking here with my Sita Varma. Don't want to risk that to die. Engine Rat is just a very annoying 1-drop. Very solid, annoying 1 mana creature here. Opponent attacks for 1 in the air. I think it's the clever thing to cycle that here. Even though I would love to play it, but I'm not able to cast anything else. So if we draw a black mana source, we can at least... no, that's just a green mana source, but now I'm not that much further... now I'm not as far as away from casting the Catrodon. Turn 6 here. Now it's turn 5. Karen Cruiser, sure. Milling 2 cards, returning a creature card from your graveyard to your hand. And that's the Gonti. Wow. That's the Gonti they returned. So now we are in business, I guess. Do I just Beast Rider Vanguard here? I think that's the thing to do. Sure. Reveal a permanent and put it in my hand. Put the rest on the bottom. Opponent. Okay. So what I'll take the Keen Buccaneer here. And I'll attack with the Beast Rider here. They are sacrificing their Karen Cruiser. Sure, I guess it's a fair trade here because the Engine Rat now still sits on this board. I could definitely use some removal for that. Sita Varma is just sitting here doing nothing because I don't attack here. Intimidation tactics, I can cycle that, but next turn I can just cast the Migrating Catrodon here, which I'm fond of. Oh, the Gontis. That's just a very annoying ability. And now they have my Kalorna. Wow, that hurts. This hurts my feelings here. Playing the Migrating Catrodon. Sure. Gaining 4 life. That's okay. No attacks here. I am looking forward to the next set because I have drafted a lot of Aetherdrift now and I'm getting a little tired of it. But still, it's much fun. Okay, opponent. They're considering what to do. They have a Dredger's Insight, returning something from their graveyard to their hand. Sure, Thunderhead Gunner. I also had one in my sideboard. They're not able to cast it. They have a treasure token, oh sure. The Gaunty is just annoying. Okay, Thunderhead Gunner here. Opponent is having the upper hand board-wise. Going in for an attack with the Engine Rat. Not gonna block that. Going to 21 life. Okay, they gain another card. Gaunty is just annoying. Wow, what an annoying thing here. Bestow Greatness. So attacking is not really... I could attack, I guess. With the Migrating Catrodon, have the Bestow Greatness. Or I wanna have it as a surprise. I can also just exhaust the Keen Buccaneer. Let's just pass the turn, I guess. Or do I want to attack? Sure. I'll give it a shot. The Engine Rat is tapped, so they are blocking with the Calornia. But I wanted Calornia to go away, so I am happy with the Migrating Catrodon now killing that Calornia, going in for more damage. Opponent is at 17 life. Having a Thunderhead Gunner is just annoying here. And also the Engine Rat is annoying. They can just get rid of all their lands. So opponent has 3 cards in their hand. Playing a Grim Javelineer. And okay, Mutant Severe is actually... It's actually a very good card. Okay, Wreckage Wickerfolk. Taking a 5 damage. Sure, 6 damage for me. No blocks yet. No blocks here, no. Gaunty, I want to get rid of the Gaunty. I need a run over, but maybe my opponent has it. I have 3 run over. Willow Rush Verge. Sure, my land is not very much use here. Chitin Gravestalker, Chitin, Gravestalker. So, do I want to activate the exhaust ability? No. I'll just play the Keen Buccaneer. I think I'll exhaust that here. Get rid of my intimidation tactics. Pit automation. So I'll not attack. Next turn I can go in full damage with the Seat of Varma's ability, I guess. But I'm not sure if I really want to do that. If that's a good strategy here. I hate the Gaunty. I really hate the Gaunty. This is just super annoying here. Because they can get it in for a damage here. Board state is looking also very much in my opponent's favor here. I can activate the exhaust ability and copy that. So I can draw 2 cards and put 2+1/+1 counters on this creature here, I guess. Or maybe I can just even copy this ability? Sure. Opponent. What are they doing? Okay, so let's just give it a shot here. Or do I just... all my creatures get +X+X. No, +X+X. I can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can put +4/+4, so it's a 6, 7, and then I can attack with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is a defender, so I'm not going to be able to. Let's just try this here. Activate that exhaust ability. So, yeah. Discard that. And I drew a run over. Discard the night market. Now it's a 4/5, and I have a run over, and I definitely need to get rid of that Gaunty. That's the most annoying thing at the moment. Okay, good. So far looking good. Not attacking yet, no attacks here. Opponent has the engine red, so... I could use another removal spell for sure. Like there's 1 run over, 2 run over. Interaction wise, I think like there's 14 cards in my deck left. What's happening here? It's a complex board state. Big board state. I'm at 13 life. Opponent is at 18 life. If I just Seat of Armor the whole thing here, then I will be able to get in for a lot of damage, I guess. I have to risk 1 creature dying, but I guess that's just the right thing to do here. Now, using the Seat of Armor ability, because for 7 I can just put 4/4 counters on it, then it's a 6, 7, and then I can, and then I have 4, 6, 7s attacking them. Come on. King Buccaneer, Pit Automation on King Buccaneer was cool. Drawing 2 cards, putting 2 +1/+1 counters, and I can also copy that. So maybe this is just crazy. If I do that, then it gets activated 2 times. Do I take the 5 damage? Why are they attacking with the Chitin Gravestalker? That seems fishy. Do I rather take 6 damage than block? Wow, putting me on in a tough spot here. I think I'm not blocking. Okay, going down to 7 life. Drew a land. So now we can just, if we do that, activate an exhaust ability, copy it, then, but it, so let's just give it a shot. How does it work? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can exhaust axis 3, auto pay, copying it, take action. Wow, take action, and attack with all of my creatures, then my opponent needs to block. But they can get in for 7 damage. So I think... Oh, those have vigilance. 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, still. That's just it. I think I'm not going to be able to stop them from dealing me 7 damage. Oh. Why aren't they attacking with all creatures? Come on, don't attack with all creatures. Okay. So now I am able to... Cool. So I'll block this and that. And I'll just take 5 damage. So if they just attacked with all of them... Am I still dead? Yeah. Okay. Well, that was a very, very interesting game. Let's just hope this works out this time. Opening hand is okay. Just hoping for a land. Willow Rush Word. Okay. We drew the land. Please try the Vanguard. Opponent. Tyrox. Okay. So I'm thinking I'll try the Bestow Greatness here. Okay. Well, what a waste. That was just stupid. Come on. Okay, so opponent didn't attack here. I'll play the Debris Beetle. Why not? Gaining 3 life, that's cool. Next to combat. Not attacking here. Outpace Oblivion. Okay, so I'll crew that. Too bad that this is gone. That was a good card. So now I'll play the Rangers Aetherhive. I definitely need a creature. That's the worst situation to be in. Having vehicles but no creatures. I have the Silken Strength, but that's not much of use now. Cloudspire Sky Cycle. Sure. 6-3. Going down to 17. And we drew a Seat of Armor. Sure, that's cool. So now I can crew the Debris Beetle. Go in for 6 damage. Opponent goes down to 11. Let's just hope they have no... Ooh, they have a removal spell, sure. That's too bad here. Going down to 11 as well. Bestow Greatness, wow. I just hate this. Opponent draws a card. Plays a Gilded Goda and goes in for 8 damage here, going down to 3 life if they don't have any pumping spell. Down at 3. Doesn't look good here. Okay, that's 1 life. Okay. Wow. That seems to happen a lot here lately. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm drafting, in my opinion, solid decks, but I gotta try to get even better here. Let me know what you think, where I went wrong, so I can learn from this experience. And have a nice day.